Yeah, fade and follow, no brakes, full throttle, no units left, still stacking the bottle. Sports talk, bets drop, odds spin like lotto. Tune in, plug in, feel the vibes, it's colossal. Bets cooking, chef in the kitchen, line so tight, got precision in the vision. Spreads a razor blade, bankrolls division. Underdog barking, sniffing superstition. Tails never fails, heads flip, superstardom. Stakes weigh heavy like bricks in the garden. Pocket empty, hearts are Spartan. No units left, still betting regardless. Fade and follow, ride the highs, hit the hollow. Stacks fall fast, then you rebuild tomorrow. Fade and follow, where the wise men waddle. Win or lose, man.
All right, and welcome back to another episode of Fade and Follow. I'm your host, No Units Left. Yeah, so we're here to recap baseball, and I'm going to recap college football, give college football picks, and then also going to give out a couple of NHL picks that I have for tomorrow night, and that we'll have to look at early, and then I'll give them out on Twitter what the lines actually are since they're not out yet. But yeah, this is to recap. So there's no ads as per usual. No joke ads or anything like that. But yeah, we're gonna start off with baseball. So let's recap baseball before we get into college football. I don't have any real crazy picks for baseball, but yeah, to recap the ALDS and LDS, not much to talk about from the Dodgers series. At the end of the day, Dodgers are good. Dodgers are great. Dodgers are the best team. It's just who's going to be able to stop them. I'm sorry, as I'm recording, I'm watching the Bills and Falcons game along with the Bears and Washington Commanders game. Just want to see if Jake Moody's going to miss his field goal to ice the game here, but we'll see. So yeah, live reaction as well. Anyways, so to recap baseball, so yeah, Dodgers are the best team. There's no beating them. There's no denying it. There's nothing else to be said. It's who's going to stop them. I don't see the Brewers. You think the Blue Jays could with their bats based on how they took care of the Yankees. Maybe. Maybe the Mariners as well. I don't know. I honestly don't think anyone can. Excuse me, Moody's on the Bears. My bad. I forgot who's their kicker for the Falcons. And it's good, so Bills game's pretty much over. It would be a miracle to come back. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know who's going to beat the Dodgers or who has the firepower. But yeah, Brewers took care of business with Chicago. At the end of the day, Brewers were the better team. I'm going to save the Mariners one for last. That's the bigger topic. The Blue Jays took care of business, better team, obviously, against the Yankees. They had more firepower and all that. Now, the Game 5 for the Tigers and Mariners, if we're going to bring up the Yankees, not going to Max Fried all the way against Boston or let him go, the same criticism needs to be said for the Tigers with Skubal. Your best pitcher throwing 99 pitches and you take him out and you ride him until the wheels fall off. He's your ace. That's what he's built to do. That's what he's gonna do. Throw the statistics out the window. So yeah, the Yankees, I've seen it on Twitter, and the Yankees fans bring up a good point. I do agree with them. It's with Max Fried. This is what players live for. This is what they're meant to do. Throw the statistics out the window. Ride them until the wheels fall off, or until they truly show. And Skubal didn't show. He struck out how many in a row? 7, 8 in a row there in the game. Yeah, would he give up a run? I don't know, possibly, but you ride until you can't ride no more. That's what you got to do. So that was unbelievable. So with that, we have the Mariners and the Blue Jays, and then the Brewers and Dodgers. who's going to beat the Dodgers. I'm not betting any of these series because I don't like it, but I do think both of them are going to be pretty good, mostly the Mariners and Blue Jays, since there's going to be a lot of runs. However, the Mariners are taking care of business since this is a Monday night that I'm recording. So yeah, the Mariners already have won game one. I think they. I didn't really pay attention. I just saw they went up a bunch. So yeah, they won game two, took care of business with Toronto. Maybe Mariners are the team. And right now it's 1-0. Dodgers top 8. Listen, the Dodgers can win all types of ways. There's no beating them. The only way you can beat them is putting up multiple runs. They live for close scoring games. So 1-0. You're pretty much it's done unless you can tie them as much as you want, but you got to put up at least 5 runs this inning. That's not 1 run to tie and move it on is not going to get it done. They're going to come back to win. They got dogs and they got players that can definitely get it done. So it's the Dodger series for them to lose. It honestly is. Now, if they lose, we're going to get a great series with the Brewers no matter who they face. I truly believe that. Maybe there is an upset with, in the AL and if they play the Dodgers, but I don't see that happening. And that's baseball. Not much there. But yeah, that's the recap baseball. So let's recap college football. Let's get into my record. Actually, let's recap the games and then get in my record. My record sucks. So if you faded me, good job. You are up overall and up in life. So yeah, to recap college football. So I took Louisiana Tech because Louisiana Tech was the last team to be undefeated and covering the spread. So, or one of the few teams. So it was -5.5 at Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State showed out. I actually wanted, whatever. But yeah, in Jacksonville State, I thought. So Sam Houston State was one of the few teams that couldn't cover, and I just sprinkled, didn't bet a whole lot, but still, enough to hurt. Same with this. So Jacksonville State lost against Sam Houston State, or didn't cover. I don't really care who won or lost. It was a loser. Rutgers versus Washington over 58.5. Rutgers have gone over every time, and they didn't go over in this game. Didn't really watch, didn't really care, so don't have much, input. Alabama versus Missouri, winner by 0.5 point. Alabama looks good. Missouri didn't look bad. At the end of the day, Prebula just missed throws, and he didn't look terrible, but couldn't get it done at the end, and it showed, which sucked. So for Missouri, I truly believe that this is a night game, it would be over for Bama. But since this was a 12 o'clock kickoff, it was Bama's to lose, and come in after that big Georgia win, and you could see this being a letdown spot, and it wasn't and it almost was, but it ended up not being. Prebula just couldn't get it done at the end of the day. Ohio State versus Illinois. Ohio State's fucking good. Covered the -15. Are they the best team? Probably. I do think they're a little bit better from last year. I don't know. Yeah, I think they are just a little bit, but not a whole lot. So Ohio State, it's definitely the Big Ten for them to lose. I mean. It will come down to this Michigan game. I don't see any letdown spots for them. Honestly, I really don't. So it comes down to Michigan for them to be undefeated the whole year is what I'm saying. Let's see, Stanford versus SMU. I thought that the spread was too big. That's the reason for that. It wasn't because really SMU couldn't cover or hasn't covered the whole year. It's more I thought that spread was a little big, but Stanford just sucks at the end of the day. ULL versus JMU under 47.5 winner. Not much to talk about there. Here's a sleeping giant. Washington State versus Ole Miss. Team total over 26.5 first half, and team total over first quarter for Ole Miss 10.5. Didn't hit both those double loser. Are Ole Miss, it was a sloppy game. They could have lost this game. It was a look ahead spot. I truly believe since they got Georgia next week, all the focus was on that probably. So the fact that I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Win's a win. I think you just got to win the game, and they did. So credit to them. I do think we're going to see a different Ole Miss team for Georgia. So what could have been a letdown spot ended up not being, and they're able to get it done at the end of the day. So I now I see a big loss for Washington State next week and a big win for Ole Miss versus Georgia. I do see that happening, and I'll talk about that more. So with that, Indiana versus Oregon, I was wrong about Indiana, or not wrong about Indiana. I was more wrong about Oregon. I did see this being a close game. That's why I bought it down to -7, but I still like the 7 points for Georgia. Indiana's real fucking good, and I love Cignetti. I do. I'm a big Kirk Cignetti guy. And I can talk about this more with when I talk about LSU. I'm going to go on a little rant, but I'll talk about it more. I love Indiana, or not love Indiana. I love Kirk Cignetti. He's a great coach, and I can get more on that. And I'll get into a Penn State rant when I get to them. Oklahoma versus Texas. I got something to say. Team total under, loser for Texas. And here's what I got to say. I don't know why they played John Mateer. I have no idea. That was the worst John Mateer I've ever seen. If you know he wasn't healthy, I don't know why you play him. You didn't let him throw deep passes, and if he did, it was set up for failure. He was just doing checkdowns pretty much the whole time. It was the worst offense of game plan I've ever seen. If he's not 100% healthy throwing, why have him out there? That was crazy. I don't know if the backup could have got it done. I don't know if he's a little bit better or could have thrown it deep. It was the worst game plan I've ever seen. This is all bad coaching for Venables at the end of the day. I don't understand it. I don't even know if we're going to get the same John Mateer next week. How is he going to be better within a week if he's just playing with that hand? I get it. He's trying to be a gamer, but Venables and Mateer lost that game. Mateer should have been ready to go. I don't really blame the kid because the kid wants to play. I don't understand. Don't understand at all. So Texas, ended up being the better team, kind of, but it's like that was just a bad coaching decision overall. Virginia Tech versus Georgia Tech, push, -15. Don't have much input there. Don't really watch the game. Northwestern versus Penn State. Again, Penn State has not covered the whole year, so easy bet. +21.5. Given the game, Penn State should have killed Northwestern based on what they have and who they have, but how they played since the Oregon game, everybody knew it. Should have known it was going to be a close game. This was the easiest bet of all time, really was. Especially with it being early, it was the easiest bet. Here's my thing about Penn State. I don't know who Penn State thinks they are. Now, it's about time, the way everybody's talking about James Franklin. It's about time he's been fired for fan-wise. But overall, who are they going to get that's better, honestly, for Penn State? Like, Penn State's acting like they're a top-tier program to go to. You can't really say that when you only have 2 championships or 3. Doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense. It's not that top tier, and James Franklin was the best since Joe Paterno. Joe Paterno took 12 years to win his first NCAA championship. I mean, now granted, he should have had the team this year. It's no excuse, but honestly, who's better? Who is better? Who are you going to get that's better? Unless it's Cignetti. That's it. I don't know who's going to want to go to Penn State. I don't know. It's not a maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't understand. it's the best that they had in a while. Definitely better than the other coach that they had, Bill O'Brien. Definitely way better. So I don't understand. I don't really get it. The firing, to be honest. I think it may be a bad decision, and depending on who they are going to get. But yeah, I don't necessarily agree. Nebraska versus Maryland, man. Maryland 2 weeks in a row, 2 letdowns for them, where they could have had wins. Washington and then now Nebraska plus 6.5, even though it won, but it's just sad, man. That they could have had 2 easy wins and just could have get it done, and then at the end there, yeah, unbelievable. At least, yeah. I feel for Maryland. Maryland's still going to be good and frisky the whole year. I do believe that. Arkansas versus Tennessee, didn't watch the game, over 69.5, loser. Was watching more of the Florida Texas A&M game, which I'm getting into, double loser, plus 9.5, team total under 26.5. Okay, so Texas A&M is really good. Florida didn't came out firing first, and then it was going to be a big over. I thought Florida was going to be able to stick with them based on their first drive, and then the wheels fell off pretty much after that, and Florida basically couldn't match Texas A&M, couldn't get it done at the end of the day. Now, I will say this. Texas A&M does look good. Yeah, they do look good. They definitely, that game proved to me a lot. They are definitely top 5 team. Now, does it keep going? We'll see, but I definitely, yeah, next week will be, I think next week will be a good test. And I can, I forget who they play off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember. It was, oh, come on. Why can't I remember who they play? It's, I know they play, so they play LSU the next week. Who they play? It's Arkansas. That could be a letdown spot, but I don't see that. I do see Texas A&M winning that game. So, but yeah, I'll give that, or I'll talk about that next card. If I can't remember if I have it on my card or the spread was too big, I just don't remember. But yeah, Texas A&M looks good. Now, I could see that being an overlook to LSU, but I doubt it. I think they're that focused. Yeah. In Florida, man, season from hell. I don't know if Billy Napier is probably going to get fired by the end of the season if he's not fired now. So I guess they're just waiting. I think they may wait after the Georgia game. I think they're going to give him till the Georgia game, honestly. Thinking about it, I do see that being a win, especially with the bye week, a possible win. Not a bad upset pick for the upcoming weeks, especially with a bye week too. I like that a lot because they had a bye week before they played Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did, and then they did. They had a bye week, played Texas, beat Texas. They're going to have a bye week, play Georgia, possibly beat Georgia. I could see that happening. So we'll see. Kansas versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech looks good. Their quarterback gets hurt again, but still double winner, minus 14 MT total under 23.5. Texas Tech is the best team in the Big 12. End of story. I can't wait to see them play against Indiana. Can't wait to see them play against other schools. I still think they're going to be competitive against those schools. They're the best team in the Big 12. I don't see them losing anytime soon. Georgia versus Auburn. Georgia, this went from a winner to a loser, plus 3.5. Georgia couldn't get anything done. Georgia figures out how to get stuff done and beats Auburn. What a game. I know most people wouldn't like it, but I did. Credit to Georgia. Credit to Kirby Smart. Still a good coach. So, yeah. Unbelievable. San Diego State minus 6.5. I knew that Nevada played close with Fresno State. San Diego State's a better team, so -6.5. That was a winner. Utah State, I sprinkled it because they've covered every year. This is the first time that they lost. The cover +2. It's okay. It's just a sprinkle. It was just a fun bet. So that brings me to my overall record, 54, 67, and 3. And then for my best bets, 4 and 3. Now, let's get into week 8. Week 8. I am excited for week 8. I like a lot of games. I shouldn't like a lot of games, but I do. Let's talk about, there's still teams that are undefeated and covering, teams that are still undefeated and not covering, teams with games going over, and teams with going games under. So, teams that cover that are still undefeated. Ohio State with 1 push, but at the end of the day, a push is a push. Memphis and Texas Tech. All those 3 teams are undefeated. Teams that don't cover and have lost the cover every game, there's only one, Penn State. And I don't see that stopping anytime soon now that they lost a coach and their quarterback. Who knows, they may get a slight spark, but I doubt it. Let's see, what else was I going to get? Oh, yeah. The over. There's only one team that still covers the over, and I thought it was way too high last week, but they ended up putting up over 80 points. Air Force. So over 80 points the whole for both teams. Both teams score over 40. I think the game was at 58 or over 60. I thought that was a little too high. I was wrong. So Air Force is still undefeated and going over. Unders. There's 2 teams that still go unders in their games in every games they play this year. And the 2 teams are Oklahoma and James Madison, JMU. Those are the teams that cover, don't cover, and games go over and under. Now with that, let's talk about week 8. Week 8. Starting off, what is this? Thursday night? I don't know. What is this? Thursday night? I gotta double check here. I gotta see. It could be Tuesday. Wow, it is Tuesday. I have a Tuesday night. I have a Tuesday and Wednesday. And do I have a Friday? No, I don't think I have a Friday. No, Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, so the Tuesday night game that I like is Liberty. Liberty -10.5 versus New Mexico State. I don't know why, but I just do. I don't know. So something about that game spoke to me. Now, there's 2 other games Wednesday night. Delaware versus Jacksonville State, -1.5. I like Delaware. Again, don't know why. Something was just like, take it. And it's the same with UTEP versus Sam Houston. UTEP -1.5. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why they're something was just like, take them. And I did. I may have Friday picks. I don't at the moment, though. I don't like any of these games. I actually hate all of them. I hate Louisville, Miami. Hate Nebraska, Minnesota. Hate San Jose, Utah State. And hate North Carolina, California. I don't know why. I don't like any of those games. Same with Tulsa and East Carolina. Don't like it. And with that, talk about my card. There was a rant. We're not there yet. Or maybe this should be my first rant. We'll get it out the way now. LSU versus Vandy. LSU played South Carolina. LSU looked good, not great against South Carolina. Better than what I expected. Didn't have high expectations and definitely surpassed them for the most part. I wish they ran the ball just a little bit more. Here's what I got to say. LSU is not a 12 o'clock kickoff team. They have never been and have been. The only one time is, I believe, is when they played Vandy, 2019, and they beat them 60-30. I can't remember if it was a 3:30 game. I remember it was a day game. I don't remember if it was, again, a 12 o'clock. I'm almost 100% positive it was a 12 o'clock kickoff. This was no research. just me remembering. So it's actually 11 a.m. Central Time, if you want to get really specific, 12 o'clock Eastern. But with that, I can see this being a letdown spot for LSU, obviously. I hope it's not. I hope they come out firing. Now, here's the one strong case for it. Vanderbilt hasn't played a real good defense until Bama, and they got beat. They're going to face a real defense again, and LSU's offense, I hope, has come around, and I hope we didn't show everything, and we have some for Vandy, because Vandy's no slouch. Vandy isn't going to be a slouch. We can't definitely show up the way we did with Sellers. Defensively, we can. Defensively, if we have the same game plan and all that, I truly think we're going to destroy Diego Pavia. If we could just show up defensively like we did. Now we just need the offense to show up. Now, that's it sucks that we have to say this. So the offense, again, I wish we just, ground and pound, run the ball. We won't lose. I honestly believe that. You get in the power eye, jam it down their throat, we win. We won't do that. So Garrett Nussmeier didn't look good. He didn't look great. He didn't look great. He looked decent to good. And I truly believe with that, Garrett Nussmeier, I think it may be back. Here's what proved to me him being back. With the oblique, he was kind of timid in taking off. But this last week, he was taking off running, had a bad ankle, and still was, taking off. Even though everybody knew he had a bad ankle, had it taped up, and still, took off running, wasn't scared. I think he comes out, shows out this game. I honestly do. And I think they take it to Vandy. I really do. I don't think this is a loser. I hope not. It is an 11 a.m. kickoff. LSU doesn't do well. They're not known. It's going to be a close game, but I think they get it done. So I definitely like the +3 in the money line. Money line plus 120 or 125. I can't remember. I took one of them. I don't remember the exact amount, but I just remember +3. It was a no-brainer. I saw it go to +1, jump to +3, done. Give me LSU. I love it. It's similar to Clemson. As soon as I saw the line, I'm like, are you kidding? Easy. Same with this. Easy. I don't know why people think Vandy's this all-good team. And plus, tickets are the most expensive they've ever been at Vandy, $163, except for last year at Ole Miss, but still, or Bama when Bama came to town. So, I'm excited. We'll see. I hope the right LSU team shows up. But yeah, I'm excited. Oh, also, if we do lose this game, this brings up a point finally that I wanted to make. If LSU happens to lose, we got to get rid of Brian Kelly. I see him losing another time and LSU beating out of the playoff, obviously with the loss, but still losing again hurts your case with the playoff, especially this year. Can't lose from here on out. There's no room for losses anymore. We got our loss out the way. We can't afford a loss. Anyways, Brian Kelly loses. I hope they buy him out. I hope he's gone. Give the house to Cignetti. That's what I want. That's who I want as coach. I tweeted this out. How is it that Indiana has a more competent offense than LSU with all the weapons that we have? I don't get it. I honestly don't. I will never understand it. Pay the money to Cignetti. He's a goddamn great coach. And he wouldn't have to recruit as hard as he is at Indiana right now compared to being in Louisiana. So Louisiana, he'll have it easy, can have a competitive team every fucking year and be easily top 5 and all that and not competing for national championships. I want him as a coach. I don't give a fuck. I want him. No one else may agree with this take, but I do. I'll agree with it. I want Cignetti, and I want him bad. That's if Brian Kelly loses. If not, disregard everything I said. I don't care. National championships at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck who the coach is. Except for this year, you got to get it done. LSU doesn't lose to Vandy at the end of the day. We don't. We don't, and we can't. Have we lost to Vandy? What's the record overall? LSU versus Vandy football record. I know LSU has the win overall. Yeah, 25-7, and one tie. So yeah, we don't lose. When was LSU's last loss? In 1990. 1993 points. 24-21. So yeah, we haven't lost in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 66-38. I was right. That was the Joe Burrow year, and then COVID year we weren't that good. We still dominated 41-7, and then last year we played them. Yeah, last year 24-17. Yeah, so we beat them last year. Okay. Yeah, we don't lose to Vandy. We lose. Get a new coach. That's it. End of story. Where LSU does not lose, has not. I mean, we have lost, but no. That's like the tipping point. I'm pretty sure if you lose to Vandy, you're fired. I hope that coach in 1990 got fired. Same probably in 1951 and 1957. Those coaches got fired. 1948. 1910, 1902. Wow, 1902. The tie was in 1933, pre World War II. All right, end of story. Moving on. Okay, let's see what we got. Tulane versus Army. Tulane -11. I don't know why it spoke to me. Same with a lot of these. So let's see what else. Northwestern versus Purdue. I don't think it was an emotional win per se for Northwestern. They played a fucking good game. I think they're better than Purdue. This is being played at Northwestern. If it was being played at Purdue, it's a different story. But Northwestern, give me the -4. Excuse me. Ole Miss versus Georgia. Letdown spot for Georgia. I 100% see that, especially how they played Auburn. Auburn's a rival game. They didn't play well, fought hard. I wouldn't say an emotional win per se, but still a tough win. Ole Miss was 100% on to Georgia. Still came out, wasn't an emotional win. Got the job done. I think Ole Miss is better than Georgia on paper, and we see it. Give me the +6.5 for Ole Miss. Wow, what a struggle there. Ole Miss +6.5. I do think we're going to see Ole Miss's best game. Everything they got, and same with Georgia. I think this is going to be a good game. With that, Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Ohio State -27.5 and over 41.5. The over 41.5 was really fucking low. It's Wisconsin. Ohio State needs to dominate. I see them dominating -27.5 and over 41.5. I like the over more, and that may be my best bet. I think that may be my best bet. We'll see. Depending on how I feel, I honestly think the over 41.5 was way too low. But yeah, as of right now, TBD. But I do love that a lot. Old Dominion versus JMU. I think JMU wins overall in the game -1.5 and under 47.5. Sprinkling the under mostly because they have gone under every game this year and they're undefeated in that. So why not keep it rolling? Texas A&M versus Arkansas. Texas A&M is really fucking good. -7.5. I also could see this being a look ahead for LSU. LSU and Texas A&M play each other next week. Got to be a real fucking good game for one of those teams. So yeah, we'll see. But I definitely like Texas A&M in the spot -7.5. I don't see this being a look ahead game. They should not overlook anybody in the SEC. Period. Wyoming versus Air Force. Air Force overs have gone over, and they're the last team that go over every game. So give me the over 58.5. I don't think it goes over. It's going to be a dogfight to get it over, honestly. But it's just a sprinkle, nothing crazy. So yeah, that's really it. It's going to be a wish, and we're going to fight tooth and nail to get that over 58.5. Memphis versus UAB minus 21.5. I know UAB just fired Trent Dilfer. New coach alert, interim coach. The team plays hard. I don't see that happening. Memphis is definitely better than UAB, so give me the minus 21.5. They have a better team overall. So yeah, minus 21.5. I'll take it. Let's see what was next. Texas Tech versus ASU. Give me Texas Tech minus 10.5. Even with their backup QB. We saw it versus Utah. The kid did really well. I see him doing really well here. So, yeah, minus 10.5. How's the sorry, something happened in the baseball game that I missed? No. No, 2-0 Dodgers. Let's see. Going to Oregon versus Rutgers, over 60. Both teams are going to score here. I definitely see it. Over 60. Washington State versus Virginia, let down spot for Washington State. I do think they gave everything they got to beat Ole Miss that game. They lost an emotional game for them, not for Ole Miss. So Virginia minus 17.5. I think Virginia kills them. So, yeah, that's my reasoning. Again, Penn State has not covered the whole year, so it's Penn State versus Iowa. Give me Iowa minus 3. Easy. I don't think it's going to be easy, but it'll definitely be something, and it's played at Iowa. If it was played at Penn State with a new coach and new QB, it'd be a different story, but first game on the road at Iowa, tough place to play. Give me Iowa. And lastly, the late night game, Florida State versus Stanford. I was going to take the spread, but I like the over here way better. So over 54.5. I see a shootout. Give me a shootout. And with that, that is my card. So to recap, I'm going to recap and then also talk a quick NHL as well. To recap, we got Tuesday night, minus 10.5 Liberty, minus 1.5 Delaware. This is Wednesday night. Wednesday night minus 1.5 Delaware. Wednesday night minus 1.5 UTEP. Tulane minus 11. LSU plus 3 money line plus 120 or 125. Can't remember. Northwestern minus 4. Ole Miss plus 6.5. Ohio State minus 27.5. And best bet over 41.5. JMU under 47.5 minus 1.5. Texas A&M minus 7.5. Wyoming versus Air Force over 58.5. Memphis minus 21.5. Texas Tech minus 10.5. Oregon versus Rutgers over 60. Virginia minus 17.5. Iowa minus 3. And lastly, Florida State versus Stanford over 54.5. And with that, that's my Week 8 card. Let's talk a quick NHL. I got a couple things. I am a Sharks fan. Sharks have looked good offensively. Defensively, a little bit of a struggle. Offensively, they have looked great. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, they lost at the end of the day. First game, you can call a fluke the first game. Not the last goal, but the goal to tie it on the third goal. Was it the third? Yeah, it was a third goal and then the game went into OT and they lost. I don't know what the goalie was doing on the last goal, but the third goal, that little drop-in pass and it gets by him, goal. It's a fluke. It happens, and we saw it happen. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. But the Sharks looked fucking good that game, and should have won. End of day, they should have. Minus, yeah, and I don't know what the goalie was thinking at the end there, and we just lost them the game. What sucks is getting 2 points out of this when they could have 6, and they're the highest scoring team as well, and the most exciting team, definitely, with all the young players. They're really fucking good, and are going to be a problem to come. But anyways, so then they play the Ducks That was against the Golden Knights. And then the Ducks, they lose 7-6. They had the lead pretty much the whole game, or tie, take the lead, tie, take the lead, tie, take the lead. They're up 6-4, lose it. Askarov's not best game. Actually, probably his worst game I've ever seen, and I'm a big Askarov guy. But here's my thing. He's only 23, right? I'm losing it. I'm a big Askarov guy. I should know. Askarov is 23. I was right. He's 23. I don't understand why you don't play him the first game. I get it. Preseason, you're going off preseason. Dude, it's about developing. Play the young guys. The only way they learn is by throwing them out there. He's got to learn by throwing them out there, especially if you're going to call him the future or be the next great for the Sharks. He's got to start somewhere. Just throw him in there. Who gives a shit? To me, who cares? Just throw him in there. Let him learn. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, honestly, we already saw it. They're still in the game. The offense showed out. Offense is great, has looked great. There's no talk about that there. Defense needs to get better. End of day, there's a couple of defensive plays that didn't give both goaltenders and Askarov some help. But at the end of the day, your goalie has to be good, and the goalie has to step up. The goalies have not stepped up. But I like Askarov more. I don't like the veteran. I don't understand why the coach keeps playing veterans and had Dickinson on the bench and same with Misa. I don't understand. Put them in there, develop. They are the future. Who cares about the vets? The vets, thank you, been there, done that. Again, last year was a rebuilding year. We're still sort of rebuilding, but it's house money. No one expects us to do well or do great. We expect to do better than last season. What's the worst that can happen? If you throw in all your young guys, it's house money. The worst thing that can happen is you just don't make the playoffs, and who cares? Again, it's a free year. You win or lose, no one cares. We just want to. I just want to see you develop the young guys. I don't care if we're competitive or not. It's okay. I'm giving you one more year, especially as a coach, and I don't like him not playing our young guys. They need the experience. They need to develop. You can't coddle them and protect them anymore. Throw them out there. It is what it is. You got Ryan Reeves. Ryan Reeves can be out there to protect them. Let him do his job. I just play the young guys. Who cares? Who cares if we lose? I don't. You get one more year, and then you have to make playoffs next year. It's fine. It is gonna be okay. No real Sharks fan should have that high expectations. They should have high expectations for our players. I get that. But they still need to develop. They're still fucking young. They're fucking teenagers. Minus Askarov is still. It's fine. Let them develop. They're going to develop with more games, and they'll just continue to get better and better. So, with that, takes time. Now, talk about my picks. Here are my first two picks of God, I'm drawing a blank. My head is killing me. Of the NHL. NHL tomorrow night's picks are gonna be it's mostly money line. It's mostly money line picks that I do, and there's a system. It's not that hard to figure out, honestly, for the most part. But yeah, these are my system picks. So, and this has been over 59%. I want to say 60% every year. I can't remember how last year did. I stopped keeping up. It was like 19-9, and then I was more focused on college basketball last year. I forgot to keep up with NHL and didn't feel like going back and looking at the system and figuring it out from there. So that's the only time, but it's been above 60% years past every year. So let's see. So I'm going to start doing this and sharing with you. So with that, it's the two system plays. My system plays are Capitals, Lightning versus Capitals. Capitals is the pick, and then Wild versus Stars. Stars are the pick. That's capitals and stars, and it's going to be money lines. I don't do the plus or minus 1.5s. It doesn't matter. It's my system, and take what you want. We'll see if it works. This is the first 2 picks of the hockey season. And with that, this is Fade and Follow. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye for now.
No units left, but the man got wisdom. Pod mic, hot stats spill like a prism. Breakdowns tighter than a lock in a prison. Favorites of dogs, it's all about decisions. Late night sweat, buzzer beater regret. Overtime hits, ain't no ceilings to the bet.